Good morning, everyone. Spring break is over and I am headed to work bright and early on this Monday morning. I have to be at work at 7 because I have morning duty. I'm one of the first people that the kids see when they get in to school in the morning. I have cafeteria duty and I have that till 7:30, and they dismiss and go to class after eating breakfast. It is currently 9:59. I got to work this morning at 7 because I have morning duty in the cafeteria. And I dismiss kids around 7:30 to go to their classes. But of course, as usual, had some teachers out, and I actually didn't get back to my classroom till around 8:15. Had my first group of students, which is a small group of 4. I had one student absent this morning, so from 8:25 to 9, well actually like 8:30 to 9, I do a small group resource reading class, and then those kids go to recess at 9 and they come back to me at 9:20, and from 9:20 to 9:30 we work on some language skills. This morning I had them to read a book, a little small book, which it was what we call recoupment regression data. So they read a book before spring break. They took a little 5-question test on the book, answered some questions about the title, the author, and some details in the book, and they took the same little assessment today. And so I compare the data to see if they did the same or if they did worse. So that kind of tells me if they're holding what they're learning, in other words. So they did that, and then after that I had them to do me a writing 5 sentences about their spring break, what they did on spring break. And that was very challenging because my students don't like to write. They don't like to really do anything. Spelling is hard for them, and writing is definitely hard. But we have the ACT Aspire in 3 weeks, and I'm trying to at least get them to write complete sentences with capital letters and periods, sentences that make sense. And yes, these are 5th graders, but they're still working on capitalizing the first letter of a sentence and putting punctuation at the end, where it's a period, question mark. That is very hard for them. So we spent most of the morning doing that after they did a little quiz. And this week, that's all we're going to be focused on, is writing. So my next group is going to be my math group. It's going to be a different set of students, and they come about 10:20, from like 10:20 to 10:50. So most of my groups last about 30 minutes. And so I'm going to have them come in, and they're going to work on multi-digit multiplication using what we call the box method. So just checking in. Just coming in, stopping by, just to give you a mid-week review of how my week has gone so far. This is the Wednesday, March 30th, the Wednesday after we came back from spring break. It's been a pretty good week so far. A few things here and there. Monday was great. I had no issues, no problems with any of my kiddos. Yesterday, one of my autistic student, he didn't have such a good day yesterday. Apparently it got too loud in his classroom, and so he decided to get loud, and when the teacher tried to calm him down, it upset him, and he went and hid in the boys' bathroom for a while. And when he finally came out of there, after screaming and scaring some of the 4th grade students, he decided to just pace and roam the hallways for about an hour and a half. So I spent the hour and a half of my morning just making sure he didn't leave the building. He was at one point kicking the trash cans, he went into our timeout room area that we have and locked me out of there. And so, of course, I had a key. And when I went in there just to try to check and see what was going on with him and, you know, see what had happened, he told me it was none of my business. So I left him alone. And then he decided to leave the timeout room, or the cool down room is what we call it. And he proceeded to walk the building. And so I had to keep an eye on him, and I have a student observer that's with me until May. So she kind of got a good glimpse of some things that she may encounter as a future teacher. That was yesterday. Today, I had a student, he's one of my speech language impairment students. The principal brought him to me around lunchtime because he was flipping desks in the classroom and wouldn't tell the principal or the teacher what happened or why he was doing so. So, someone's calling me, I'm sorry. So, after talking with him, figuring out what happened, he apparently got a positive office referral, which when they get those, they get treats. So he had some Takis for his treat, and he thought it would be a good idea to ask some other students in his class if they wanted the Takis, is what they are. And one of the students that he asked, of course, said yes, and he gave the Takis to the student. But then he got mad because the student ate the chips, at least ate some of the chips. And he never, you know, expressed this to the child that he wanted the chips back, anything like that. Instead, he went and flipped the desk over in the classroom, and that's when the student gave him the Takis back. And so I had to explain to him, you know, if you give somebody something, first of all, if you want something, you don't give it away. Second of all, if you give somebody something, it's theirs. It's no longer yours. So that was a discussion that I had with one of my students today. Guys, I'm telling you, I just never know what my day is going to be like. But like I said, it's midweek. It's Wednesday. Hopefully the rest of the week goes well. Just want to stop in and say hello. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Talk to you soon.